So I am here in the hammock today because I had filmed the start of this very video here. Really great, explained it all, and then I went and deleted all the footage for some reason. So anyway, now I have to try and re-film something that I've already done. Anyway, let me try and explain. So we're back on the Forte here. First thing I'm getting into is the wiring electric mayhem in the front of this car. There's wires everywhere. You know, you got wires going on fuses, bang, bang, everything's rusted out. Nothing works in the dash. I think maybe just the lights worked. The wiring that was on here was tampered with like a lot, and it's too far from its original wiring to where I can sort of fix it. And I also don't know what the original wiring looks like. Can't really find too many pictures or stuff out there. So I'm just going to freshen up the wires that were in there. So we had one of these solenoids, not standard. I don't think these came in there. I've never seen one come in there before, but obviously you can see it's very old. All the connections are all rusted out, and it was just sitting there. And you know, you got stuff like this. You got one wire going into a connector, into another wire, into there. You know, not good. Coming off that, you had stuff like this. So a wire going in, splitting into two fuses, going into there. Wires like bad connections on the battery. You know, they really sort of rusted out. These old terminals here, you know, rusted, all that corrosion and stuff on there. And then you had the odd stuff like this. So you got one terminal splitting into two, into a plug, into two, into a plug, back into one big one. So basically just the biggest mess of wires that you could possibly find on a car. And this happens in a lot of Land Cruisers. Not even these old ones are safe from it. The wiring gets tampered with. It's unbelievable. So here we're putting in new terminals on all of the wires. I got a new solenoid in there, a new negative lead for the battery, new terminals for the battery. Obviously we've got a good battery here, and go through and do our ground. So that's just what we're done up here. Then I've got to get down into the cab, look at what's going on under there.
Let's get a look here. Ooh, yeah, that's not going to be a good connection. Let's start with this one here. That there is 8 gauge. 12 gauge stuff. Now, both of these cables are going to the battery. So I joined those two there. So we got these two. Yeah.
So now we've chopped these wires up, got them looking real nice. I'll show you sort of what we're looking at here on a sort of a very a first draft, sort of like all that I'm going to be doing for now, but it'll be good enough to where we'll start to move in and find some other problems. So we've got our new ground cable going there from the battery onto our nice new terminals here. We've got a new connection on that there, same as our positive side. new cable there. These two both have new connections. This one, I've joined them down here. Go up there, new connection, and new connection on here. This is our new solenoid. Not really sure if this is how this is supposed to be wired. I might have to look a bit further, but this is how it was wired. But I've obviously got the new terminals on there, put heat shrinking on all of them. Forgot to put heat shrinking on this one, but all the connections are good, solid there. New ground bolts there. Pretty simple, but now we know that all of that wiring will actually work. So if there's still a problem, we know it's an issue with the way the wiring is routed, not with any of the connections. But in the vehicle here, there's still lots to look at. Probably even more to look at than in there. So this is our old style fuse block with these old glass fuses. So some people switch these out with the new blade fuses. You got to find a specific one, but this one doesn't seem too bad. All the connections there, nothing too much has been tampered with. I see something there, but it all sort of looks all right. So I'll get new fuses for all these, because obviously, as you can see, the ends are pretty rusted, which usually isn't good. And you see this is our wiring here. It all still looks not super tampered with. I'll sort of have a look. We got some weird stuff going on here. Wiper control. This heavy duty 12-volt electric flasher. This. What on earth is that inside there? There's a mess of wiring over here. Made a couple of breakthroughs in here. A breakthrough, I mean I changed the fuse out and now things start working all of a sudden. So the fuses down here in the fuse block, as I showed you, they're all rusted out. You still get 12 volts either side, which I've tested, but a couple of them weren't really getting 12 volts to the other side. I've got the fuse kit coming, but I don't actually have all the fuses yet. But for some reason I had some glass fuses lying around, so I replaced them, and now you won't be able to see them, but you'll be able to hear them. Ready? We have our indicators working, and they do work on the dash, but I've taken the dash out because there was a few other things not working. So we've got that, which is pretty good. There are a few other things that don't work, like there's 2 knobs on the dash, even though I feel like there's supposed to be more knobs on the dash, but whatever. When you pull them, they don't work. One is the wipers, and the other is, it's like got a fan on it, but the lights do work, and yeah, I can't get any lights to show up on the dash, so that's why I've taken the dash out. I'm gonna go and take this wiper motor out. Okay, so I cleaned all of those contacts here on the old wiper motor. They did look pretty bad. They had the old sludge on there. It's obviously still not working, but I've got the multimeter out, got the test light out, and I'm thinking it's the switch that doesn't work, because pull the switch out and no other wires get 12 volts. So I'm thinking the switch is broken, but that would be very difficult to find. Another one of those switches. They're not super common, not very easy to find, but lucky, I realized we have a backup. So I went out into the crates, I pulled this out. Wiring loom. So this had pretty much everything on it. So I've got this wiper switch from that car, and I'm gonna plug it in and see if it works. All right, here's our new wiper, here's our old wiper switch. Get the key in. Key on. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Let me show you. Might need a little bit of lubricant. And they return back to their original position. That is fantastic. That would be such a difficult thing to fix, but they work. That's great. That's great. The moral of the story is there. For every HJ47 that you buy, or for every 40 series you buy, you've got to buy another 40 series that has parts that you need. Never only buy one 40 series, buy two. Now, that's ticked off. We're gonna work on this dash buster here because the lights aren't going on. The lights are on and working. And see, high beams are also working. So our lights are working, but have a look here. Let's plug this back in. I took this apart. Right, so that light's working, but the dash lights aren't working. So if you saw that there, you saw me messing around with the switch here. So I've brought it down, so I'm pretty sure the switch is no good. When you pull the switch out, you get your power to your light, but there's no power to the other wire that's on there. And that wire goes up to the dash and also to the tacho and gives power to the backlight. So that's obviously why the backlights aren't working. And the only thing I can deduce is that the switch isn't working. It's not opening up that circuit. So that's what I'm going to give as the final diagnosis, and I'll order a new switch, $88 off eBay, and plug that in. Hopefully that works to solve that issue, which I believe is our final issue. So now discovering that that switch is our issue, and we've also got that fan switch, which is also broken, ordered both of those. They'll take, however long to get here. Apart from that, everything else that I wanted to do with the wiring here is done. Fixed up all this wiring here at the battery, put all new connections on, got rid of all the other weird wiring. Obviously I'll fix this up right at the end. I'll put sheathing on it and I'll cut them all to the right sizes, and I'll put it in as a proper loom there. But just now, to make sure everything works, it's all there. And on the switches, we've got the wipers working with that new switch, which is fantastic. That was something that never worked. Got the indicators working again by replacing those fuses, and got the lights, high beams all work, and stuff like that. Just need those backlights on the dash. Most essential parts of the wiring system now work. But yeah, for now, that is our wiring fixed, and I will see you on the next episode.